guys, welcome back to the channel. Are you still with me? Are you hanging in there? This is the last one. We'll get through this. This is the last one. We're at part 5 of my DVD collection. How do people get through these in one video? I just can't stop talking long enough to just whiz through these. I have to talk about the movies. I just feel like it's just right. Anyway, I'm going to dive right into the movies. So bear with me here. Wes Craven's Invitation to Hell. I remember watching this when I first got it. I don't remember anything about it. So I do believe this one is in the coffin ready to go. This is terrible. Not only do we have Lindsay Lohan, but we have 2 Lindsay Lohans. And I bought this because I just wanted to see how bad it was. And it was bad. But I Know Who Killed Me. It's not great, guys. It's not great. It's really not. Innocent Blood is like a mafia vampire movie type thing, I feel. Yeah. Mob boss. Sal Maselli or whatever. Anyway, I think I put this one in the coffin just because it's been so many years since I've seen it, but yeah, Innocent Blood. I bought that at the grocery store. I remember that. Into the Dark is a recent pickup that you've seen. Insidious Chapter 3. So I think in my Blu-rays you saw I had Insidious 1 and Insidious 3. I think those are my 2 favorite of the Insidious franchise. Insidious 2 was okay. And Insidious 4, but it is pretty good. But I do like the first one and the third one best. This movie is awesome. Identity. If you haven't seen this, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but this is a really good movie. In my opinion, anyway. This is not, but yeah. Killer Bash. It says Killer Bash is the Carrie of this generation. No, it's not, but it's not that bad. It has Corey Monteith or whatever. He was in Final Destination 3. Didn't realize that. Tara Wilson is in Butterfly Effect and Dr. Dolittle 2. And Paula Shaw, who was in Freddy vs. Jason and Reindeer Games. That's all actually written on the back here. I remember none of these people from none of these movies. You watch. I'll sit down and watch them and look for these people and be like, oh, it's a background actor. This movie's good fun. Killer Pad. It is such good fun. There's an actress in this named Corey English. And I've watched a bunch of movies with her, and she's a really good, little-known scream queen, and I think she's fantastically fun. But this is ridiculous. This is definitely a horror comedy. Killer Pad. So fun. This has Stellan Skarsgård in it, and Melissa George, and Selma Blair. I've never actually sat down to watch this, but maybe I should. I'm sure it's in the coffin. It's called The Killing Gene. It's Dimension Extreme, which I think is their horror. Yeah. Kiss the Girls. This is more of a thriller, but it's a fantastic movie, and I've read the book, and it gets more fucked up. The book is way more fucked up. Colobos, we watched this one for the channel. Good one. Lost Souls. I think this is an Exorcist, or a Exorcism of Emily Rose type situation, that kind of thing. Or maybe a lot like Stigmata, something like that. It's an exorcism type movie, I do believe. But it has Winona Ryder and Ben Chaplin. Ben Chaplin is that guy from Swim Fan. That's all I know him as. But yeah. I think it might be in the casket because it's been so many years since I've seen it. Lights Out. Not as good as I thought it was going to be. The short for this, the original horror short, terrified me. This is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. I did see it in the cinema. Living Death has Christy Swanson in it. I know this is in the casket because I don't remember it for the life of me. But, yeah, it looks like she's captured and being tortured. This was a big thing back at this time. I remember there was one with, oh my god, the girl from The Girl Next Door. Not the horror movie Girl Next Door, but the comedy Girl Next Door, where the girl next door is a porn star. Her in it. Alicia Cuthbert? Yeah. She was very big for a while there. And there was one with her in it where she was just being held. Captivity, I think it was called. Um, Last House on the Left. Self-explanatory. Legend of the... I haven't watched this yet. I bought this a couple years ago. It's in the coffin. I bought this just randomly because I was in town during Halloween and they had all these low budget movies on the shelf. So, Legend of the Psychotics Forest Ranger. Which it says he just wants to ask you a few questions. Maybe I watched it. I think I had fun with it. Another Bloody Mary. This is the Legend of Bloody Mary. Let the Right One In. I have that. Good movie. Very good movie. This movie is not great, but I fucking love it. Little Dead Riding Hood. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. And if you like really stupid movies, I recommend it. My Little Eye is a found footage type movie that is very similar to Colobos, where I think it's a bunch of, like a Big Brother situation, but like being killed off. And Chris Lemke's in it, and I had an obsession with him. Ginger Snaps. He was in Ginger Snaps. He was a guy in Ginger Snaps. And I was very obsessed with him. I thought he was fantastically beautiful. And then he was in Final Destination 3 as well. So he's in that, and that's why I bought it. I like this. I know it's dumb. I like it. My Bloody Valentine 3D. Same with this. This is batshit, but Maximum Overdrive is Maximum Overdrive. What can I say? Like, this is on one of my box sets, but I do keep this around because I absolutely love this movie. It's not great, but I love it. Who's in it that you'll know? Maybe nobody. But yeah. Mortuary. It's Toby Hooper. Yeah. Okay, I need to talk about this movie because I meant to talk about this movie in my wrestling video. But I completely forgot, and I absolutely love this movie. So if I ever do a part 2 to my Wrestlers in Horror, this is going to be on there. This is a movie, I think it was made for TV, but it's called Medium Raw. This movie is off the walls, stupid and fun as fuck. I swear it knows what it is. There's so many sarcastic jokes in this. I absolutely love Medium Raw. And the wrestler that's in it is the current Impact champion, mind you, Mr. Jay Russo, who you probably know if you know wrestling as Christian Cage. Christian Cage is in this movie, and I'm not done. I am not done. Because also in this movie is Andrew Martin. Hands up if you know who Andrew Martin is. I blew my mind when I realized who it was. Like, that he was in this. I know who Andrew Martin is. Test. Who remembers Test? Test is in this, and Christian. How did I not put this on my list? Especially with how much I absolutely love this movie. Like, this is such a good bad movie. Misery. That's just Misery. Midnight Meat Train. I love. Mulberry Street. We watched that for the channel. The Mist. Fantastic movie. And yeah, this is another Casper Van Dien one. I usually pick up anything with Casper Van Dien because I know it's going to be a wild ride. You're not going to sure what kind of ride, but it's going to be wild, okay? You're not sure where you're going, but you're going to have fun getting there. And that is, from the creators of Freeway, Modern Vampires. So yeah, that's the first shelf for this video. Let me just move quickly along to the next one. Okay, getting right started. I have Mother of Tears, which is my least favorite of the Dario Argento Mothers trilogy. Suspiria is my favorite. which I do have, and I don't know why I don't have it up in the franchises with that one. Anyway, the Night of the Demons remake. Good fun. A lot of fun. No solicitors. A lot of fun. Who is in this that anybody will recognize? Eric Roberts. Of course Eric Roberts is in it. Yeah, I was going to say, I think Eric Roberts. And Kim Poirier. I think that's how to pronounce her name. She is in Decoys. She is my favorite character in Decoys. Both movies she's in, and she is also probably mostly known for being in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. She's the one that gets cut with the chainsaw. It's pretty sick, actually. Natural Born Killers. Why is this one so heavy? Oh, this is the 2-disc one with the great big, the book in it and stuff. Yeah, it's Natural Born Killers. This movie, sometimes I really love it and sometimes I really hate it, and it's weird. When I do really want to watch it, then I'm like, yes, I want to watch this, but the number 23, like, it's not great, but, like, yeah. The Order, it's another one of these exorcist-y type movies. Well, not like, religious horror movie. This one has Heath Ledger in it. And Shannon Sossman, I do believe? Yes, Shannon Sossman. I don't know if that's in the coffin or not. It might be. Along the same vein, I have The Omen remake and the original. This is definitely in the coffin. And I definitely picked this up for $2.50 at Dollarama. And that was last year. And I just couldn't resist because it's called O Zombie. And yes, that is why it's called O Zombie. Sword fighting, blood splattering, head exploding action. This is about Osama bin Laden. Is a zombie. I haven't watched it yet, but I am eagerly awaiting. Perfect Creature is a vampire movie, I do believe. Who's in this? Nobody big. Nah. But yeah, it's a vampire movie. I think it's in the coffin just because. This is the English remake of Pulse. I wasn't a huge fan. Nah. The Possession of Michael King is one of my favorite found footage movies. It's sort of found footage, sort of documentary. I have the remake of Psycho, Don't Hate Me. I don't have the original. I bought the remake thinking it was the original years and years and years and years ago because it was there. And I thought it was the original Psycho. And after, well, I've seen the original Psycho and I've seen it. And I just didn't bother to get the other one because, yeah, I just didn't. Poltergeist. Moving on from Psycho. P2. P2 is a good Christmas horror movie. Panic Room. I saw this in the theater first when it came out years and years ago. I thought it was pretty good. We have Twilight Bitch. Kirsten Stewart, she's in it. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this. Jared Leto is in this. Who's that country singer that's in this? Forrest Whitaker's in this. Dwight Yoakam is in this. Like, yeah. Penny Dreadful. It's one of the 8 films to die for. I think it's in the coffin. I have Pet Sematary. I have the remake of Prom Night. I have the box set of Prom Night up here. I also have the remake. The remake wasn't fantastic, but I can sit down and watch it if I'm in the mood. I do have Piranha, which I enjoy thoroughly. The remake of Piranha. I think it's fun. This was a recent pickup. Playback. That is in the coffin, which is up there. I don't know why I keep pointing down there. This has Christian Slater in it. I don't think he's in on the lot. I'm not sure. But yeah. The Quiet. Again, here we are. Alicia Cuthbert and Camilla Bell. These people were very popular back when this came out. This is a thriller. I think it's actually pretty good. Roadkill. This is a Fangoria Fright Fest movie. It is Australian. I think it's called Road Train in Australia. I'm not sure. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I love a good trucker movie or road trip movie type thing. Like, I'll get into it here, I'm sure, but Joyride, those movies. This one actually is another one. This is called Rest Stop. It's just a road trip movie. I love it. Like, The Hitcher is another one. Okay, this one is a favorite of mine, and I feel like there's a type of person that absolutely loves this movie, and I am that type of person. Repo the Genetic Opera. Mm. Chef's Kiss. Anthony Stewart Head singing. I will take that any day. Any day. Holy shit. The Ruins. This movie makes me cringe so much. It really, really does. I actually enjoy this. It's not the greatest movie, but I do enjoy it. And I've spoken about this one before. This is Lucky McKee. Angela Batis actually made this film. Now, if you remember Angela Batis, I talked about before. She's in a movie called May. She's in 12-Hour Shift. She was in, I talked about it in my first video for this series. She's in Masters of Horror Sick Girl. She played May. This is basically the opposite of that. Lucky McKee, I believe, directed May, and Angela Batis starred in it. This Angela Batis directed this, and Lucky McGee stars in it, I do believe. So yeah, it's called Roman. Sometimes death is not so natural. So yeah, that's that shelf. Moving quickly along to the next shelf now, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're starting off this shelf with The Revenge of Robert. I've never seen this. I haven't seen any of the Robert the Doll movies. This is the only one I own. I just saw it one day and I picked it up. It was like $5 at Walmart. So yeah, that's in the coffin ready to watch. I haven't seen the other Robert the Doll movies, so maybe watching this one out of sequence will be a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure it can't make it any worse. Stephen King's Riding the Bullet. I love Riding the Bullet. Red Hook. I think I put this one in the coffin because I don't remember it much, but it's like a scavenger hunt type thing. The Raven. Stephen King's Rose Red. I love this movie. This it's like a better version of the Haunting remake to me. Okay, this is the only Troma movie that I have, and it makes me sad because I love Troma. And this is not even my favorite Troma movie, but it is the only, I think, the only Troma movie that I actually own. And that is Return to Nukem High. And the only reason I own this is because the same guy that gave me The Ghost of Goodnight Lane bought this, watched it, hated it, and he's like, here, do you want this? I'm like, yes, a Troma movie? Give me a Troma movie. So, yeah. I just haven't collected a lot because they're really hard to get your hands onto here without, like, ordering online, and I broke bitch, so that's a thing. Rise Blood Hunter is like Lucy Liu. I don't remember this one much. It might actually be in the coffin because I don't remember much, but I feel like it's a Blade ripoff with Lucy Liu playing Blade. Like, does that make sense? And I think it might be based on like a manga or something. I don't know. Reverb, recent pickup. Red State. Red State, a lot of people hate this because of the ending. I think it would have been better and more on brand with Kevin Smith if the ending had have been what he wanted it to be, with like the actual apocalypse happening. But I thought this was great. I thought it was a great movie. See, there's Suspiria. I should really put those up in the top because they do go together. This one is fun. This has Lisa Loeb in it and Thomas Hayden Church. It's a horror comedy and it's called Serial Killing 101. And this gets a lot of good laughs from me, especially Thomas Hayden Church in it. I get the biggest kick out of him. Shaun of the Dead. Shadow of Fear. This, I think, is in the coffin now because I don't remember what it's about. I honestly don't recall that one at all. This is all gonna fall if I don't fix it. The Stand, this is actually Sheldon's. It's his favorite. Shredder. I get this one mixed up with Cold Prey a lot. This one I honestly don't remember. what it is. I think it's just a slasher movie in, like, the mountains. I think it's in the coffin. Stonehurst Asylum, recent pickup I talked about. Movie called Scar. I forget who's in this. I think there's somebody in this, and that's the reason why I bought it. Maybe not. No, maybe not. I don't know what this is about. There's a barn on the back of it. It gives me an inkling of some kind of torture movie. But I'm pretty sure it's in the coffin. 7. Salem's Lot. I do have a nice few Stephen King. This is the Rob Lowe, Salem's Lot. I have Silent Hill. I actually really like the adaptation of Silent Hill. It's not true to the games. I was a big fan of the games. But it's not super true to the games, but as its own standalone thing, I thought it was pretty good. Signs. Not a huge Shyamalan fan. I'm gonna watch Old eventually and see what happens, but like Sixth Sense, I liked. Signs, I like. The Visit was okay. Split. I like Split and stuff. He kind of got me back with Split. This movie's so dumb, but I love it to pieces. Stay Alive. If you're a bit of a gamer, this one will probably bother you, like little things in it. In one scene in particular, okay? At the time when I got this, my ex was a huge tech nerd, like huge, and huge in the gaming, which is fine. And he pointed something out to me that there's only one supposed copy of this video game, and I'm guessing that I get it. I tried to explain this to him too. that it's haunted, so it can do this. But there's one copy of this game, and it's clearly a PC copy because that's what Milo Ventimiglia, that guy, is playing at the beginning of the movie. He's playing it on PC. When they get their hands on the game, they are all playing it together on different systems. Some people are playing it on PlayStation, some are playing it on computer, but they're all playing in one multiplayer setting. And that really bothered him, and if you're that kind of person like he is, it will bother you too. So yeah, anyway. Scary or Die. This is an anthology movie. I don't remember if it's in the coffin or not. It probably is because I don't remember watching this. But Corbin Bleu is in it from High School Musical. And Bill Oberst Jr. And I love Bill Oberst Jr. So, Stay. This is a mind-bending movie. Kind of fucks with your head. Kind of pretty cool. St. Andrew's Girls. This is a comedy. You can't tell me this is not a horror comedy. It's meant to be as bad as it is. But yeah, Killer Schoolgirls, that's a thing. The Skeleton Key is bad, but I love it. Strangeland. Strangeland. Okay. I hate the fact that I love that movie. And same as this. Soul Survivors, terrible, but it's that late 90s, early 2000s slasher business that just gets me. And it's so good. Anyway, we're moving quickly along to the next one. We're getting there, people. Alright, guys. This is it. This is the last shelf. And at the end, I do have 4 bonus movies because Sheldon went shopping and came back with 4 more movies from Dollarama. So we'll go through those right quick, right at the end. So, we'll start here with Sublime. I like this movie. This is a hospital medical type movie with like some spooky shit happening too. I love it. This is one of my favorite movies. This is more of a sci-fi, but I puts it with the horror. This has Nathan Fillion in it, and what's her name? Elizabeth Banks. Slither. Michael Rooker's in this. Michael Rooker is fantastic in this fucking movie. It's great. This is a killer scarecrow movie called Slash that I absolutely love. It is more of a horror comedy, but it's fun. I have Stage Fright. This is the remake, I do believe. Yes. This is the remake. This is The Thing. This is the pre-make, whatever you want to call it. I thought I had the original, but apparently I don't. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. This one I absolutely love. This is Tamara. This is Jenna Dewan, who is, I believe, still married to Channing Tatum. And I think she's fantastic in this. I really do. Texas Chainsaw 2. Fantastic. The Tomb, this one's called. Wes Bentley and Eric Roberts and Michael Madsen are all in this, which is probably why I bought it, plus the fact that it's a Fangoria movie. But I don't remember much about it, and I actually think it's in the coffin. Tortured, this movie is really good. It's really fucked up. Really fucked up. This is the 80s Trick or Treat that, you know, advertises these two legends here, and they're only in... Ozzy's only in it for like 10 seconds, and Gene Simmons not in it much longer. But this is The Tripper. I like this movie. This movie was made, I do believe, by David Arquette. I think Jason Mewes is in this. Is he? Maybe? Yeah. Jason Mewes. Paul Rubens is in this. This is a horror comedy about drugs. This guy in a Reagan mask is going around killing stoners. That is basically what's happening in this. And I really need to... watch this again with the mister. Teresa's Hostel ripoff. Undead. This is an Australian movie, and I bought it because of the cover. What is happening? What is happening? There are aliens in it. This movie goes off the rails. I don't know if it's in the coffin. I don't know. Undead or Alive is a zombie western that is fucking hilarious with Chris Kattan in it. Yes, a zombie western. The Uninvited, that's the remake of Tale of Two Sisters, a Korean film. This wasn't too bad. Elizabeth Banks is really good in it. The Visitation. This is another religious horror movie that I didn't realize, that I probably should have realized was a religious horror movie before I watched it. But I kind of love it, even though it's a religious horror movie. This is The Visitation. This has Edward Furlong in it. This has Randy Travis in it. But I don't know, I kind of like it. I love this next one. You Cannot Change My Mind. It is the late 90s, early 2000s slasher that I fucking... Valentine. Like, this... That is right up my alley. Vacancy. World War Z. The remake of Wizard of Gore with Crispin Glover. And Bijou Phillips is in this. She is also in Hostel Part 2. My favorite Hostel. The movie's pretty good. It's not great. This movie I love. I absolutely love this movie. Bruce Campbell shows up in this. Agnes Bruckner's in this. And Patricia Clarkson. There's someone else in this that's like super famous now. And I can't remember who it is. But yeah. Rachel Nichols too. She's, yeah. But yeah. The Woods. Very good movie. Very reminiscent of The Craft type situation. The Wicker Tree. I don't have The Wicker Man, the original or the remake. I do have The Wicker Tree. The Windmill. I bought for $3 at Dollarama. This movie's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. Okay. Wakewood is another like folk type horror movie. I enjoy this one too. This is a Hammer movie. So, yeah. I do like folk horror, that kind of stuff. Werewolves. Let me talk about Werewolves for a minute. Because Werewolves I bought because of a brain fart. I saw this in the $5 bin at Walmart. John Saxon's in this. But I saw this in a $5 bin at Walmart, and for some reason, even though the ones on the cover are women, for some reason, I thought this was dog soldiers. My brain, my poor goblin brain, just yeeted itself out of my head that day. And I bought this. I watched it. I was like, this is not dog soldiers. It's in the coffin anyway. White Noise. I thought I had White Noise too, but I don't. White Out. This, I think, is in the coffin because I don't think I've watched it. Previously enjoyed. I buy a lot, or I did buy a lot of movies from video stores. We are in such a small town, we didn't even have a Blockbuster. We have a few corner stores that happen to rent out DVDs, and we had a place called Brews and Views where you could rent movies and buy kits for making beer and wine. The name of the store was Brews and Views. Now, tell me you're from a hillbilly Canadian town without telling me you're from a hillbilly Canadian town. The other video store we had was called Future Video that had like a little arcade in it. That one was kind of cool. It sold really good ice cream too. You don't need to know that. But yeah, that's why half of these videos are like previously viewed and stuff. When a Stranger Calls, not my favorite remake ever. The redo of Wrong Turn, I thought this was fantastic. This is in the coffin, but I heard, I bought this for $2.50 at Dollarama last year, and I heard Count Dracula and Horror Guru talking about it, and I'm like, I need to see that. And that's Yakuza Apocalypse. So I feel like, yeah, but that's definitely in the coffin. And so is this Zombie Town, which I assume is a town where there's zombies. Now, right quick, I'm just gonna go grab the 4 movies that Sheldon picked up because it's not really enough for its own video, but I'll just tack it onto this one. And I also didn't want to put them in there because I was halfway through filming this. So anyway, we're just gonna move on and grab those 4 movies right quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so these are the 4 that he picked up for me. He came home and he said, I went to Dollarama and I saw these and they look so stupid I thought you'd love them. So this is why I'm marrying this man. So he picked me up. This is my first Mega Shark movie. Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. I've never seen any of the Mega Sharks. I have to catch up on the Killer Shark thing because I've never seen any of the Sharknadoes either. He picked me up this one called Vamp U that I have no idea about. One called Cot that I have no idea about. And Time Crimes, which I think, I know, this is a Spanish movie. I think I've heard of this. I'm not sure. And maybe I'm thinking of something else called Time Crimes too. Anyway. Those are just 4 I wanted to mention because they're going to go right directly into, well, first the coffin and into the collection. And I didn't want to stick them in there without adding them in. It makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to go now and edit these videos. Guys, we made it. We made it through 5 fucking videos. And I'm hoping these last 2 are not going to be too long, but I feel like they're going to be at least a half hour. Because I didn't want to do any more than 5. I wanted to get this week done. Now we're going back to our regular scheduled programming. We're going back to Freak Show's Forgotten Films, maybe some top 5s. I will see what I can get to. I do have a wedding coming up that's in another town, so I am going to be gone again, so I do have to pre-record another few videos, which sucks because, you know, I don't like pre-recording too many videos because then I get out of touch with everybody. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Go edit these videos. I hope you enjoyed watching. Congratulations to anybody who got through all these 5 videos, honestly. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.